Hey guys, Anthony Coleman here. I'm going to just do a video for a penetration test for the 150 kudu point. This is the head I just shot my bull with this year, 2017. Shot a big mature 5-point Roosevelt. Very big body on him. So what I'm doing is I took the bones of him, because you're pretty much not going to get real denser bones other than for like a buffalo. And I'm going to shoot this thing and I'm going to hit it right here in this densest part of this bone with this new 150 kudu point. And then I'll also shoot the shoulder blade, which I got a complete pass through on my bullet with at the other shoulder blade. So I'll shoot this shoulder blade probably right here where it's real dense, maybe right in through here at an angle. We'll figure that out. But I'm gonna just shoot at 20 yards. I'll shoot at 20 yards, and then what I'm shooting here is a 2014 Hoyt Carbon Spider Turbo with 80-pound limbs. I'm pulling 82 pounds. This is a 480 grain total weight arrow with 19.5% FOC, and I'm shooting this arrow at 315 feet a second. So it's going fast, it's heavy, it's got a lot of FOC, it's a penetrator. So I'm gonna go back at 20 yards. We're gonna set the camera up right here, and so you can get a real good idea, get a good close-up shot of this. So. Okay, so that's pretty much the densest bone you can get. Let's pull it out and see how it looks. Dead center through that bone, penetrated all the way through. That's a little bit bent over, a little bit of rough edges. That is still relative, that's still sharp. And I'll pull it out there. I'll pull it out here. And we'll take this same head and we'll shoot this shoulder blade too. I'll show you this, I'll spin it for you here real quick. If I can get my arrow out. Yeah. Got a bunch of fat inside the threads now. Oh well. Okay. Spin this thing for you real quick. Still spins true, look at that. No wobble to it. After going through that. Instead of this, and shoot through that, see what that looks like. Pull this thing out. That still went in at least 12 inches. Completely fractured the bone all the way across. Fractured the bone all the way up to here, almost out to the edge there. And this is fresh. I just cut this elk up yesterday. So, and it's Saturday. I killed him last Friday. So this hasn't had any time to dry out. I cut it up, like I said, yesterday through the night. Threw these out, let the dogs chew on them. Yesterday evening, about an hour before dark, so they hadn't had really much time at all to dry out. And it's not very hot. It was only 70 degrees yesterday, so. And here's this arrow now. Spin it. It's got a hair wobble to it. It's got a hair wobble to it, but that's actually the insert, not the broadhead. I can see it in the insert. The whole arrow, it's pivoting right here at the point. So the insert itself is bent. The broadhead itself is not. So there's that. Let's shoot this one more time for fun. So you can see what that did to that one. That's the third shot through dense bone. And it completely split that bone. This is a femur. This is the rear hindquarter. I guess that would be the femur. Oh, this time it broke. Broke my arrow. Went all the way through. Did not break the broadhead. Oh, twisted that up a little bit. Look at that. So, put some twist in the broadhead, but this, my friends, is what you want. You do not want a broadhead to break. If a broadhead bends, even if it folds over at a 90-degree angle, it's still going to do something and cut through the animal. If it breaks, you lose everything. So the fact, they used to make these real hard and they would break because the steel was hardened so much. They softened it in order to do that because that will still perform through the animal. And if you can tell, what we love about these kudu points is the single beveled edge. So what happens is it forces rotation through tissue, and the denser the material, the harder the rotation. So you can see the way it bent was the rotation through that dense bone. It was still forcing the rotation even though it was so hard, and bent that head all the way through there. But this head, I bet you, would still fly to a certain distance. Obviously just by a new head, but that's the toughness of a kudu point right there. So that's why I shoot kudu point right there. Because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're gonna hit bone if you're a bow hunter. And what I look for in a head, something that's quiet, that flies true, that's tough for those accidental shots where you hit a twig or you shank the shot just a little bit, your excitement. There's a million variables that can happen during the shot. But I want a head that's gonna perform after it hits bone and keep going through. This is a prime example of what these heads do. If it split that bone all the way down to that knee, that thing's gone through 3 times. I don't know what else to say other than they're amazing. Yeah, I broke my arrow, but the arrow was strong enough to withhold 3 strong impacts like that. I can't complain. The arrow is just fine. This arrow is stronger than any of the other arrows I've ever used, so I will never switch my setup. And this is a Victory VAP 300 Elite.